Lead time can be summarised as the latency between the initiation and completion of a process, and in a supply chain is usually involved whenever goods are purchased, transformed or serviced. So pretty simplistic and certainly not worth 3 minutes of our time, right? Well, actually wrong. I would argue that thinking about lead times is just as important as thinking about future demand. The time, normally measured in days between what you decide to do today and the time it takes for the impact of that decision to be felt, actually shapes how our entire supply chain operates. So why are they important? Well, the importance can clearly be seen when you ask the question, why do we need to forecast at all? Forecasting stock requirements allows us to prepare for the delay of stock being delivered and helps us to do our best to ensure stockouts do not occur. In order to do this, the demand planner needs to anticipate how much inventory will be consumed between now and the next replenishment, whilst taking into account the fact that whilst those goods are in transit, inventory is gradually getting depleted too. As such, lead times represent a lower bound of the maximal agility that a company can achieve. As a rule of thumb, a company remains committed to its past decisions for roughly the duration of this period. Logically, this means that the longer the lead times, the higher the risk if market conditions brutally change. So for example, let's say I have guests over for a dinner party, and at the last minute I become all popular and the amount of guests suddenly double. Running down to the local mini market and getting a few more bottles of wine takes me about 20 minutes, and I can correct my initial prediction quickly. However, if my shipment takes 3 months to arrive and I'm already stocked out after 1 month, there's nothing I can do about the container that is already at sea, slowly chugging its way over to me. So, where do the key challenges lie? Well, often, when we have little or no experience on lead times, we rely on what our suppliers promise us. This value often goes unchallenged in IT systems for years, and as a single fixed value, doesn't take into account the wide variability we often can experience with our lead times. This is also a downside of the safety stock model we discussed previously. Typically, the answer to this is to provide a buffer to account for this instability, but unfortunately this approach often falls short. Firstly, because lead times generally follow seasonal patterns, such as shipping delays around holiday periods like Chinese New Year or the lazy summer break here in France. And secondly, because if a delay occurs, it often can be significant. For example, your supplier having a raw material delivery delay or customs control issues. This is why we take a probabilistic approach to lead times, which could look a little like this, where in 90% of the cases, everything runs smoothly and deliveries arrive within 15 days. Yet in 10% of those scenarios, something significant happens and the delay is around 60 days. Understanding these patterns rather than assuming that on average an order arrives within 20 days can be critical. So the key message for today is that predicting lead time is hugely challenging. Whilst often this can be controlled by a canny purchaser, there are many incertitudes which can only be managed by using adequate tools. As such, lead times should be looked at as the counterpart of demand and dealt with accordingly. So that's lead time. As always, drop us a line if you have any questions, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for watching.